Hello, my name is Kelly Capello from Ertheo. If you're watching this video, you probably have some questions about how to transport your child to camp. You might be wondering if they're ready to travel alone, and if they do travel alone, if they'll be safe. Or you might be asking yourself, once they get to the arrival airport, how do they get from the airport to the camp? Most parents have the same questions and concerns as you do, but please don't worry. Remember, thousands of students travel to camp each summer, and they arrive safe and sound without any problems whatsoever. That being said, I know the process can be a bit confusing and overwhelming, and that's why I'm here to clear up any questions that you have about how to transport your child to camp. First, we'll talk about your options for sending your child. Second, we'll talk about whether or not your child is really ready to travel alone. And third, we'll talk about the different transportation services available to you so that you can be sure that your child arrives at the camp safe and sound. Let's start with the most basic question. What are your options? You have two options for sending your child, for transporting your child to the camp. The first option is that you accompany your child all the way to the camp. That means you'll have to buy your own plane ticket and make sure that they arrive safely at the camp yourself. The second option is that you send them to the camp without you. If you choose the second option, you'll probably have to purchase some transportation services to help your child get there. We'll talk about these services in a bit, but for now, let's talk about whether or not your child is ready to travel alone. Nowadays, transportation services for children are more affordable, more comfortable, and more organized than ever, which means many children travel to the camps every summer without their parents. In fact, 80% of our clients choose to send their children to camps without accompanying them, and they do this using these transportation services. That being said, you still might want to accompany your child to camp if they're between 6 and 10 years old, so they're still very young. It's their first time traveling on an airplane ever. It could be a little scary for someone's first time. 3, you've done the math and you find that it's cheaper to take your child to the camp yourself by purchasing a plane ticket than by purchasing the extra transportation services. Or 4, you decide that it would be a good idea to take your time to do a vacation and stay at the area near the camp and stay in a hotel and enjoy everything that that area has to offer. Now, if you decide that your child is ready to travel alone without you, you'll have to learn about the many different transportation services available for your child. Let's start with the Unaccompanied Minor Service. By purchasing the Unaccompanied Minor Service, you're paying for an airline staff member to accompany your child through the airport and through all the airport processes. That means the airline staff member will be with your child from check-in, through security, through the gates, on board, during the entire flight in the air, through any layovers, onto any other flights that you might have, off of the plane, and through all of the security at the arrival airport. You can purchase the Unaccompanied Minor Service at the same time as you purchase your flight directly through the airline. Now, you might be wondering what happens when your child gets to the arrival airport. How will they get from the arrival airport to the camp destination? That's where the transfer service comes in. When your child arrives at the destination airport, they're still going to have to travel from the airport to the camp. But don't worry, they do not have to do this by themselves. That's why we have the transfer service. The transfer service guarantees that a camp monitor will be in the airport waiting for your child to arrive so they can take them from the airport to the camp. And the exchange is completely safe. The airline staff member will greet the camp monitor and exchange your child's personal information to make sure that they have the correct child. They will also exchange their own personal information to make sure that they're doing the handoff from the correct person to the camp monitor. Then your child will wait with the camp monitor until all the rest of the children from that same transfer service arrive, and your child and the other children will travel with the camp monitor from the airport to the camp. And that's the transfer service. I hope I've cleared up some of your most important questions about how to transport your child to camp. For more information about purchasing these transportation services, or for a closer look at your child's journey from the airport to the camp, please take a look at our next video, Purchasing Transportation Services. And of course, if you have any questions, you can write to Ertheo at info@ertheo.com. Thank you so much for your time and attention. This has been Kelly Capello from Ertheo. See you in the next video.